We all want new followers, but what actually happens when they visit your profile? In this video, we are going to audit and optimize your profile to attract and retain your ideal followers. We're gonna shift how we think about wanting to grow our following, but really understanding how people funnel through your Instagram profile when they're deciding to follow you, if they already follow you and maybe they're looking for answers for their questions, or if they've already been following you for a long time, they're a warm lead, and they're deciding, do they wanna purchase from you? The checklist starts with your Instagram bio. You want to avoid using generic hashtags because if people tap them on your profile, they're gonna completely leave your account. Instead, you want to opt for branded hashtags. A great way to use branded hashtags is for community and user-generated content. Your bio copy should clearly say what your brand has to offer, and it should have keywords around your niche and industry. In the last line of your bio, you want to give a very specific call to action. What should they do through the link in your bio to take that next step? This could be opting in for your freebie or newsletter, a coupon for your products, highlighting one of your newest product launches, or giving your availability as a service provider. Make sure that the call to action that you're sharing is either in a very specific link in your bio or it's included in the link tool that you're using. Next on the checklist is your profile photo. First, you need to decide between a logo or an actual photo. I like to opt for a photo when you can because it's going to create more of a connection when people are seeing your little Instagram bubble in their direct messages or on their feed. This is great for service providers, coaches, teachers, educators, and personal brands. But if you have a bigger brand or company with multiple people a part of your team, you want to opt for a logo. Whichever one you choose, you want to make sure that it's super clear and branded, that you're using your colors, and that if you're choosing a headshot, that it's chest up. You want it to be as close as possible to your face and very bright. When optimizing your name, you want to think of what is going to be highly searchable for your brand, because yes, you want to include your name or your brand name, but you also want to include keywords related to your industry. For example, video tips for my brand. This is because when people search things on Instagram, the profile name is one of the first things that will come up. And if people are looking for your brand, whether it's a local bakery or fitness goods, they can search that and your account is more likely to be at the top of the search results. Before I get into the next tip, if you're finding value from this video, can you please like and subscribe? When optimizing the link in your bio, you're gonna wanna make sure not only is it mobile optimized for people that are joining from the Instagram app, but that it's as specific as possible. You don't just wanna link your homepage and people get lost on where they were even trying to go. So whether it's shopping your offers, inquiring about services, or joining your newsletter. The 3 different options for choosing what link sharing tool is going to be best is creating it natively in your own website and adding buttons or photos for people to access. It also could be using a tool like Linktree to share different links that you want to share, or it can be a shoppable link tool for essentially making your grid shoppable or clickable, which is great for product brands. Highlights are the first piece of bingeable content that's on your profile, and it's a really great way for people to get to know your brand since stories tend to be more behind the scenes moments. You want to think of the highlights you're choosing like a navigation bar of your website. You want to have a way that people can contact you or learn more about your services and products. You also want to have one for your frequently asked questions or a little bit about your brand. You want it to be easy for people to find the information they want or even binge some of your best stories content. When picking your covers, you want them to be clear and branded. So whether this is including colors, icons, or photos. You don't have a lot of characters for your titles, so make sure that it clearly says what the highlight is about in one word, or even just use emojis. The highlight strategy that's resulted in the most replies has been keeping my highlights as specific as possible to one topic. For example, this brand has different highlights for each of their individual products versus having all of them in one highlight. This makes it easy for people to find exactly what they're looking for and making sure their highlights aren't too long. My biggest highlight tip is making sure that you're doing a little bit of spring cleaning cleaning every month, making sure that your outdated stories are removed and new stories are added. And don't worry if you're trying to curate your highlights, there's an archive option. Tap the 3 bars in the upper right-hand corner, then go to archive, and you'll see all of your stories archives. By tapping the map or the calendar icon, you can then see things based on the date or location when you filmed. And the last part of this checklist is your branding. You want to consider all the visual elements you're using on Instagram, in your graphics, on your stories, on your highlights, even the emojis you're using in your captions or your copy. And the most visual part of your Instagram profile is your grid. And this is the preview of all of your feed posts. Your Instagram grid does not need to be perfect, but it should be cohesive, meaning if you're sticking to colors, a photo editing style, or a certain format like graphics or really professional photos, you want to stick to that. This all comes down to first impressions, and by having a cohesive grid, it's going to ensure that people get a really great feel on who your brand is. And this visual branding also applies to your voice and tone, which comes across in your captions, but also how you're talking in videos and voiceovers. Now that you've seen how I've audited my own profile, let's use a brick and mortar coffee shop as another example. Their bio is great because I have all the information I need to go to their coffee shop and either dine in or order online, and I know exactly what their hours are, what coffee they use, and what their sister shop is. An opportunity is in their name. They have the name of the coffee shop, but they could say Tampa Coffee Shop, so it's a little bit more searchable. They have their branded logo and branded icons for their profile photo and their highlights. And their highlights are just the right size with all their best stories content. But also their eat and drink highlight really highlights all of their menu items with user-generated content to kind of do little mini reviews and build trust. And their Instagram grid has a very cohesive feel that showcases not only their team members, but also their coffee, their products, and the location.